Hello, how you doing? So I'm back with another video about the Periscope mic by Scopelabs. If you haven't seen the first video, go and check it out. It's available now. And with that one, I was doing something slightly different. I was setting it up as a room mic on drums, and it did a fantastic job. In that particular video, I'm talking a little bit more about the Periscope and how it works. So go and check it out if you haven't already. But in case you're not aware, basically, in a nutshell, the Periscope is a condenser mic with a built-in compressor, which is amazing. I mean, everyone just wants more compressors in their life, right? So it's only a good thing. What I'm going to be doing in this example is I'm going to be using it as essentially as parallel compression. So I'm going to be setting it up next to an AKG C414, right close up to it, and then it's going to be acting as a parallel compressor to the source. The two sources are going to be an acoustic guitar and a vocal. So I'm going to just dive right in. I'm going to let you have a listen. I'm going to be bringing the mic in and out so you can hear what they sound like together, so you get the idea of the relationship and what it does. And then afterwards, we're going to break it down and just look at it in a little bit more depth. So I've been speaking for ages. I'm going to stop speaking now.
I don't know your name, but I love the way you play the game. It goes a 1, 2, 3. Would you save some for me if you could? I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two. It goes a 3, 2, 2. What are you gonna do this time? And I can see you falling, and I can see you turned your head around, and I can see you falling, and I can see you turned your insides out. I said yeah.
Okay, so hopefully you got an idea of what it sounds like and what it can do. I mean, it sounds good, doesn't it? It sounds really good. But let's have a bit of a closer look. So we're going to start with the vocal and just hear a little bit in isolation so you can hear what it's doing. So let's start with the 414. This is just a 414 on its own, so you can hear what that vocal sounds like. Here we go.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two.
Cool, that sounds fine, but let's bring in the Periscope. So we're just hearing this just on its own to start off with.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two.
See, immediately it's got energy, it's got more vibe. You're hearing more room sound in there as well, which you might or might not want. So it's something to bear in mind if you've got a little bit of an echoey room. You want to check that out and see if you want to hear that. But I like it because it's given the vocal a little bit of life. The other thing that it's adding, and I don't know if you noticed that, but it's kind of pushing the mids forward just a little bit as well. Now, what I have done already is I have EQ'd this ever so slightly. So I'm actually bringing out just a little bit of the mid. Just here, that was around 2K, and just a little bit around 650, which is what I do on a vocal anyway, really. But it was just coming through just a little bit too much on this mic. But I really like the forwardness that it's bringing. So listen to that again.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two.
Yeah, it's definitely got some energy, like right away. And this is just the 414 on its own.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two.
Kind of boring now, isn't it? Let's hear them both together. I'm going to bring in the Periscope so you can hear what it's doing.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down.
It's definitely got something, hasn't it? Like instantly it's just giving you that energy. So if we just bring that, we're going to listen to a little bit more. And what it's essentially doing is also, because of what parallel compression does, is it helps to even things out a bit. You know, well, compression helps to even things out. But when you're keeping the original one in there, you get to keep all the transients and all of the loveliness. And then you're just bringing just a hardcore energy in, and just as much as you want. You can just bring in as much hardcore energy as you like. And that is what the Periscope is bringing. So let's just ease that in and just start to hear it come to life.
I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two. It goes a 3, 2, 2. What are you gonna do this time? I'm gonna chop you down. I'm gonna chop you down a peg or two. It goes a 3, 2, 2. What are you gonna do this time?
Now, I don't know about you, but I really, really like that. Now, one thing to bear in mind with the Periscope is it is program dependent. So you don't have any settings on there. You don't have any threshold or ratio or anything that you can adjust, which is great because it just means that either you have more or less magic, and the amount of magic is essentially determined by how much level is going into it. So when it gets louder, like when this vocal gets louder, when I'm just going to show you it gets to the chorus, it's going to start compressing a little bit more. So that means that when things get excited, when this person gets excited, it happens to be me. Don't know if I sound that excited in this, maybe not. When that person starts to get excited, it starts to bring in more excitement. So why the hell not? Okay, let's have a listen to a chorus. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do without the Periscope and then with the Periscope.
And I can see you falling. And I can see you turned your head around. And I can see you falling. And I can see you turned your insides out. I said, yeah.
You see, when it got much louder right at the end there, you're really hearing the room sound. So you're really actually hearing the floors of my room, which isn't too bad. It has been treated, but there is a little bit of life in there. But I wanted to keep a little bit of life in here for this very reason. So you're hearing that right at the end there when it gets really, really excited.
Turned your insides out, I said, yeah.
So, I mean, I really like that, but I like the idea of things that maybe can be a little bit messy and can just add any sort of vibe, any sort of human feel in there, you know? Okay, it just seems that much more natural. And the other thing that you might notice in here is how it's just bringing up the breaths. Now, some people hate breaths. Some people are just like, oh, can you just make sure you take out every single breath in my vocal, please? Because, oh my God, what if someone heard me breathe? Well, go and listen to like Beyonce and other fantastic singers and just see if they breathe. And I bet they do. I bet they do breathe. But that's another story. But it's nice to have those bits in there because you start to, you hear the energy. You hear that the singer is actually starting to give it some. So let's listen to that a bit more.
And I can see you falling. And I can see you turned your head around. And I can see you falling.
Let's take it out.
And I can see you falling. And I can see you turned your head around. And I can see.
Just sounds a bit limp now, doesn't it?
And I can see you falling. And I can see you turned your head around. And I can see you falling.
I like it with. Okay, let's have a look at the guitar. If you are liking this video, please do me a favor and hit the old like and subscribe. It really does some good things to the channel. I really appreciate everyone who is subscribing. And also, if you sign up to the main list, I'm going to send you some free stuff. So you'll get an EQ cheat sheet and some drum shots, some one shots that you can use in your mixes. So why not? Free stuff is good. Let's get back to the video. Okay, so let's start with just a 4-on-4 so you get an idea of what the guitar sounds like. Here it comes. Okay, and let's have a quick listen to the Periscope on its own. Straight away, it's bringing it more forward. It's pushing up those mids a little bit more, and it's just getting that energy. It's getting the energy involved, you know. and I really, really like it. Like I said with the, or like I did with the vocal, I did EQ it ever so slightly. What am I doing here? Well, I am taking out a little bit around 800. I wasn't really keen on what it was doing there. And then a little bit around, what's that, 370 and a bit around 200. I'm also giving it a little bit of a boost around 5K and right up the top here on the kind of phantom frequencies almost, which is where like the high bit, the scratchy bits of the strings are. That's around 13K. So I'll just take that in and out just so you can hear what I'm actually doing there. Bring it in. And take it up. Okay, so it's just a little bit of a change, but what I was finding is it was just how it was kind of conflicting just a little bit with the 414 there, so that just helped to sit it a little bit nicer in the mix. But let's just listen to them together, and I'm going to take out the Periscope to start off with, and then I'm going to bring it in, and you can just instantly just start to hear which one sounds better. And I think having the Periscope in is better, but that was a spoiler, wasn't it? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Here it comes. Now, it's not just because it's a bit louder and a little bit thicker. Obviously, that is going to be something. There's now 2 mics instead of 1. That's just how it goes. You'd get that if you had 2 condenser mics, but you wouldn't have the life that this mic is bringing, and that's where the difference lies. So I feel like you can notice a little bit more when it gets a little bit louder. Like I was saying, this is program dependent, so if you put more noise into it, you're going to get more excitement, you're going to get more compression, it's going to start to get a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more gnarly. Lovely. So let's give that a go now at the chorus, and I'm going to bring it in and out, and you can just kind of hear what it's doing and just hear what it's adding to this chorus. It's good. That's another spoiler. I should just show you actually, but okay, here it comes. So listen how it's really just picking out the top end there. Yes, I've EQ'd it slightly, but the EQ isn't making a huge difference. But just listen to the top and just hear how it's just bringing out the strings. It's just nice, really nice. I think it's quite obvious what it's doing, and I think it's just doing a really great job. Now, in terms of how I'm mixing the levels of these, and it was the same for the vocal, is I'm kind of using, I'm having the 414 as the main guitar, and then I've got the Periscope. I mean, it is louder. As you can see, it's a thicker signal. I'm just bringing that down. So say this was at, we'll bring it up, say it's at 0 dB. This is coming down to about -10 or something. So, you know, it is pulled down a bit, but in the same way that parallel compression would be. Now, just so you can hear exactly what the EQ is doing in there as well, like I said, it was just adding a little bit, but you're not losing this when I take the EQ off. You're still hearing those strings. So I just want to show you that just so I can prove that it's not all EQ. See what I mean? The EQ was just helping to sit it a little bit better with that mic, but the microphone, the Periscope, is already bringing out the good stuff. I was just accentuating it a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I hope that gave you a little bit of an idea of what it sounds like using it in that context. Like I said before, I've done another video using it as a room mic on drums, so go and check that out as well, because there are just so many different places you can use this mic. The limit is your imagination. So unless you don't have any imagination, I can't really help you there. But honestly, just throw it up, go and put it somewhere and just start experimenting. But the main thing is to just bear in mind that if it's close to something, it's going to be getting much more compressed. So that might not be what you want, or maybe it is. I don't know. But just move it around and just go crazy. It's really, really cool mic. So well done, Scopelabs. I think you've absolutely smashed it. Right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm sure it'll be sometime soon. So thanks. Bye.